Okay, I'm gonna be honest, there are a lot of anime that deserves a lot more attention than what they get, and I definitely can cover them all in just one video. If this video gets enough like though, I'll definitely make another one. Bear in mind that in this list, I mostly included action genre anime with just one exception. Now that that's set the way, let's get started. Let's start off our list with Bungo Stray Dogs. Well, some of you might have already heard about this one, but it's definitely not a mainstream anime. I really liked the anime, and I also have put a fight from this series in my visually stunning anime fight. Well, the fight scenes are really spectacular and impactful. It's a supernatural superpower genre anime. All of the superpower in this anime are really unique and quirky. And the main character, aka Atsushi, doesn't really have a overpowered ability. He mostly gets through his problem by working together with the detective agency. Bungo Stray Dogs doesn't lack in humor either. This anime has some really funny moments, and this anime gets better with each passing season. I really don't want to spoil anything for you guys, just give it a try, you won't regret it. At number 9, we have Taboo Tattoo. It has only 12 episodes and was produced by JC Staff back in 2016. So the story revolves around Seigi, who is a high schooler and has a strong sense of justice, who is also well versed in martial arts. One day, he helps a homeless man from a bunch of thugs. In return, he gives him a tattoo which contains mysterious powers. Then he gets thrust into a three-way power struggle, which changes his life for the worst. That's pretty much the plot of the story without dishing out any spoilers. The story gets pretty confusing at some point, so I'm not gonna suggest this to all of you. But it has some really good fight scenes. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, you can give this one a try. Up next, we have Batum. If I had to describe this anime in one sentence, that would be it's a survival anime. The premise here is pretty simple. Our main character Sakamoto gets kidnapped by some unknown organization to a remote island in the middle of nowhere. And after that, he is forced to play a battle royale with others brought to this island the same way he did. Then the real struggle begins for survival. This anime is pretty interesting even though the story is pretty simple. The story hasn't ended yet and I'm still waiting for second season. Though I can guarantee when second season will arrive, if you like survival anime, you definitely should give this one a try.
Nothing.
Next up, we have Sword Oratoria, Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girl in the Dungeon? It's a spin-off series of Danmachi. If you haven't seen Danmachi here, don't worry, I gotcha. In the main series, our main character is Belle Cornell, who gets saved by a really strong and beautiful woman from a minotaur. After that, he determines himself to be as strong as her. It's a pretty good storyline and has some really good action moments and a lot more. If you want to know more about this anime, let me know in the comments section and I will try to make a video about it. If you haven't watched Danmachi yet, I highly recommend it. Now the spin-off series revolves around Ice, the person who saved Belle in the very first episode. In this series, we see the storyline from her perspective and how she became what she is now. If you haven't watched Danmachi yet, first watch Danmachi and then the spin-off series. If you already watched Danmachi, I recommend you to watch Sword Oratoria, Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girl in the Dungeon? Up next, we have Chivalry of a Failed Knight. Think of it as a toned-down version of Sword Art Online or an upgraded version depending on how you look at it. Unlike the other anime I mentioned earlier, this one has a good ending even though it has only 12 episodes. This anime is set on an alternate Japan where people called Blazers have the ability to summon a weapon called Visors with their souls. The story follows Iki Kurogane, an F-rank Blazer aka the worst one, and his journey to win the 7-star Sword Art Festival. It's an action rom-com with amazing fight scenes, sword choreography and light edgy element. If those things are to your liking, give this one. Next entry on our list is Momo. I'm gonna be honest, this anime has considerable amount of fan service and the first season wasn't that great. But trust me, it gets better in the second season. If you start watching the anime and you get bored in the first season, just skip it and watch the second season instead. I really think you won't regret it, but hey, everybody has their own choices, right? It may sound like I'm repeating myself, but don't watch this anime in public. It has some really ecchi moments. Sometimes it felt like I'm watching an H anime. But if you can overlook that fact, I'm sure you'll find this anime has a good story and some great fight scenes. Up next, we have Cabernet of the Iron Fortress. In the world of Cabernet of the Iron Fortress, a mysterious virus appears and transforms people into Cabane, undead creatures that can't be destroyed unless you pierce their iron-coated heart. Our main character was able to resist the virus and became a Cabane human hybrid called Cabernet. If you watch the anime, you will definitely feel the similarity to Attack on Titan. It even looks like Attack on Titan because it's the same studio that produced Attack on Titan. If you have finished watching Attack on Titan and you want more, then you can quench your thirst by watching this anime. Next entry on our list is Astra Lost in Space. Here's the plot summary. In the year 2063, a group of kids are going to a trip to a planet called Magpa. Then something bad happens and they end up getting lost in space over 5,000 light years away. After that, they have to hop between planet to planet to make it back home. The story here is pretty interesting. It has mystery, adventure, an interesting twist and a really good ending. This anime gets gradually better as the time passes by. If you watched a movie called The Martian and liked it, I'm pretty sure you'll like this anime too. Up next, we have Klepner. The story follows Shuichi Kagaya, who has mysterious powers but doesn't know how he got it. One day, he saves a girl named Claire Aoki but accidentally drops his phone. After that, Claire finds about his powers and blackmails him to find his sister who apparently killed her parents. And now she wants to take revenge on her sister by using Shuichi's power. There are a lot of people who doesn't like the anime, but I'm gonna be blunt, I kinda like the anime and I really don't think it's a bad anime by any means. Even if you don't care about the story, you can give it a try just for the action moments. At the last spot, we have Darwin's Game. If you asked me, should I watch the anime, my immediate answer would be yes, you should. Does the anime bring something new? No, it doesn't. But is it awesome? Yeah, it is. Here's the plot summary. Our main character Sudo Kaname receives an invitation from a classmate to play Darwin's Game, a mobile game that he has never heard of. However, after some time, Kaname puts two and two together and realizes that Darwin's Game is not an ordinary game at all, but rather it's a brutal fight for survival. As for how exactly they fight using sigil, a power unique to the individual given by the game itself. The story sounds pretty boring at first, but you won't realize how good the anime is unless you check it out yourself.
You just saved our asses, Keiichi.
Well, that's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, a sub to the channel would be massively appreciated. Until then, take care.